What's going on, babe?
Hey babe, how was your day?
It was actually pretty productive. Happy to be home.
Good. You know we got a game today.
Mm-hmm.
Honey, a little rough around the edges.
I'm saying I've been working all night, taking care of business, getting to the. You know what? I don't even want to talk about it. I got you. I'm not trying to be out here looking like a dusty, and that's why I'm excited to have Tiege Hanley as a sponsor of today's video. They help me start and maintain my skincare routine by making the entire process uncomplicated. Honestly, it's the best skincare system for guys like you and me. I recommend you start with their level 1 system, which come with all of the basics. A daily face wash to get rid of the dirt and grime on your skin, a 2 times per week exfoliating scrub to get rid of the dead skin cells, an AM moisturizer with SPF 20 because you should always be protecting your skin from the sun, and a PM moisturizer to help your skin stay hydrated and healthy throughout the night. My favorite part about Tiege Hanley is that every box comes with an instruction card that tells you when to use each product, how much to use, and in what order. In addition to amazing skin, members of Tiege Hanley get tons of benefits, including at least 20% off the retail price and the ability to customize your box. And because Tiege Hanley is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers an amazing deal. Just click the first link in the description. You'll get 30% off your first box plus a free gift. Click the link and get started today. We taking care of ourselves. Self-care, fellas, is the first step to be able to get to that bag, to take care of business, and be on top of things and level up in every aspect of your life. Feel the Tiege, my friends. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock me. Welcome to the Millionaire Morning Show. I am your host, Anton Daniels. Everything is absolutely awesome. It is December 19th, 2022, year of our Lord, and it is absolutely awesome. Got some updates, got a little bit of housekeeping. Phenomenal show planned for you guys. I'm going to be back in Miami in the middle of this week, but so much to talk about and so much happened over the weekend. I almost like not streaming on the weekend because I stream so much during the week that it gives me an opportunity to really be able to catch up on a lot of things that's happening out here. So I'm glad that you guys are with me. I told my beard guy, give me a few weeks. Give me a few weeks. Let me let the silver fox come in a little bit. So you're starting to see a little bit of the silver fox pop up. I got a completely new theme that I'm going with. January and February, I am down about 12 pounds since the beginning of this month, end of last month. So I am in the gym vigorously. I have a new trainer that is absolutely a phenomenal woman that is a trainer. I have a great support system, an awesome wife, an absolute stunning and incredibly smart daughter. And my life is absolutely awesome. I'm living a dream, y'all. I am absolutely living a dream. It is incredible. It is absolutely incredible. Let me holla at all of my early supporters, all of the people that's been rocking with me since day one, Kojak, all of the people in the chat, all of that. First, I want to give some credit to the accountability partners. Shout out to the AP. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for holding me down, for the first person, for that 4-ball to help me out and make sure that we continue to stream. I also want to give a shout out to Empress Carmen. Says, remember, if you avoid failure, you also avoid success. You got to go through it in order to get to the other side, and everybody not going to make it. I've seen a lot of y'all have a lot of conversation based off of, and thank you, Carmen, I appreciate you. A lot of y'all had some comments based off of a little bit of a conversation that we were having about Twitch and depression and everything like that. And I'm going to go into that, because I want to talk about this little Romeo Master P thing before we get into Tasha K and LaTruth, because LaTruth is out here moving around and doing things. And, you know, we had Derek Jackson. It's almost like December, around Christmas season, a little bit before Valentine's Day, is the season in which you start to really see whether or not relationships are built for success. And then you see a lot of people fall by the wayside. But we're going to get into that. So shout out to you guys for continuing to rock with me. Thank you to all of the bag chasers. I'd like to invite you guys to join the bag chasers on Patreon. The link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. I'm releasing a 2-hour, uncensored, full interview with me and Charleston that is never seen before. I'm letting that go today on Patreon. If you are not a bag chaser, then you will not get the interview. It is not available as a clip. It is not available anywhere else on YouTube. It's not available on the internet. It is in my cloud storage that is highly secure. And nobody will have access to it except for the bag chasers. So we're going to rock out with that. And then I'm going to also drop another video later this week that's a Patreon exclusive that helps y'all absolutely make the right financial decisions going into the new year. So we give the entertainment, we give the game. We are a community of people that network effectively, and it is important for you to align yourself with a group of people that's going in the direction that you're going in. So if you are not a part of the bag chasers, this is one of the best opportunities because I'm going to tell you that the price of the brick may be a little bit different. Maybe, I don't know, I'm still having conversations with my people. The price of the brick may be a little bit different than it is this year. But do not say that I didn't warn you. I don't want no people acting like they can't figure it out. For all of the value, the insight and information that I've been giving you guys, networking opportunities, there's no reason that you should not be a part of the bag chaser. So again, shout out to the bag chasers. Shout out to all of my people in the chat. I love you. I appreciate you. Make sure you guys tap in. That link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. All right. Make sure you hit a like for the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on your notifications. Also, I have 3 new sponsors coming on to the show. I cannot announce them yet. I actually was on a Zoom call with 2 of the sponsors early this morning, and they are absolute great partners. So in addition to me transitioning from a fitness perspective into a completely different person and rebranding myself going into the new year, I am absolutely going plant-based. I got a lot of great partners, some technical partners, some lifestyle partners, and some business partners. And so those will be announced very, very soon. But I would never, ever endorse or rock out with a sponsor, a longtime sponsor, because we did negotiate the deal when we came to agreement on terms. I would never rock out with a sponsor that I did not truly embrace myself. So I have to live with the product for 2 to 3 months before I even consider riding out with a sponsor because I value what it is that I give to my people as far as endorsing, because it has to be best for you. It can't be something that you just doing just for the money. So I truly do. I handpicked these sponsors. We mined it out for the last 6 months. I lived with it for 3 months, and then I handpicked these sponsors going into the new year. So I think that you guys are going to have a great time with what it is that we pushing. The new wave that we got going on. Shout out to all of my New Year's Eve people that's going to be kicking it with me in Miami. We going to have that good time, and it's going to be absolutely awesome, and we going to absolutely kill it. Absolutely kill it. The accountability partner says, biggest professional growth year I ever had. If you want to grow yourself, join the Bag Chasers. Get all the tools you need to grow yourself. If y'all not a part of the Bag Chasers, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know how to sell you on the Bag Chasers, understanding that y'all know that y'all got to do the thing that's in your best interest. Join the Bag Chasers. Please join the Bag Chasers. Yes, I did, Cassandra. Thank you, accountability partner. I did beat you going plant-based. I am going fully plant-based. So absolutely awesome. All right, so let's get into the show, ladies and gentlemen. I want to give my thoughts on a few things, and we're going to get it popping. So first things first. I dropped a video this morning talking specifically about Master P and Lil Romeo. I guess he just Romeo right now because he in his 30s. But I dropped a video this morning about Romeo, right? Master P and Romeo and everything that was going on with that whole situation, okay? And I'm bothered. I'm absolutely positively bothered. Because the problem with this conversation that Romeo is deciding to air out his father is the foundation by which I've had this conversation with you guys on a regular basis. And it's, what is generational wealth? What is generational wealth, ladies and gentlemen? I'm curious. Is it that you work your whole life as a father, you go through the ups and downs, you give the game to your kid, and then you pass on everything that you have to your family so that they're able to take care of themselves or they're able to benefit off of your hard work? Is it the legacy that you leave, or in the case of Romeo, tarnish. I've never heard anybody outside of Master P's ex-wife had anything negative to say about Master P. Not one person. I've never heard one person say anything about Master P, but leave it up to family. The very son that you were in his life. Let's really mine this out for a second. A lot of people don't even have a father in their life. I'm one of the fortunate ones to have a father that was my best friend. A lot of people don't even have a father in their life. And you have these entitled, spoiled, grown folks that still think you owe them something, that cannot go about living their own life and doing the thing that's in their best interest, trying to hold you accountable on social media of all things. And then they try to substantiate their argument or their point by saying that God got me. No, he don't. No, he don't. The words say to honor your parents, your mother and father, especially for a father that has been intimately involved and has given you a front row seat to what you need to do in order to be successful. You talking about a dude that came from the mud in Master P. And then he got the nerve to try to throw his business out there as far as his finances, trying to insinuate that P is broke. Do I give a fuck whether or not P is broke? I absolutely don't. I absolutely don't. Why? Because that's just the ebbs and the flows of life. And also, let's be clear. P's broke is a little bit different than all the rest of everybody else is broke, if that even be the case in the first place. If that even... P is a hustler. P is grinding. He working. He never asked nothing from nobody. He never blamed anybody for a situation. He just said, yo, I go through ups, I go through downs, but through it all, I'm going to hustle, I'm going to grind, and I'm going to get it. But the conversation that we have in a day is based off of the ungrateful, overly entitled, incredibly spoiled children that we then raise because they've never actually had to do anything outside of exactly what it is that their parents had to do. And the minute that they get out on their own, they automatically start to blame you, the parent, despite the fact that you've done everything and given them a leg up. And see, this is why I say, and y'all always wondering why Anton is saying that men need to suffer. Because he ain't never went through nothing. And that's why he's overly entitled and he's spoiled and he's trying to hold P accountable on social media. You know, I watched a video this morning where P said, yo, I tried to call him and he don't even call back. P said, I tried to call him. He don't even answer his phone. He don't even call back, but he willing to go back and forth trying to air me out on social media. P said, yo, this is what they want us to do. They know that we stronger together than we are apart. Ironically, you never see this happening from any other group or culture. Even Britney Spears. A lot of people forgot about this. Britney Spears was being managed by, controlled as a grown woman, and ultimately manipulated by her own father. And she still ain't say nothing. She had to go to court and fight this dude for the right to even be able to breathe on her own and manage her own money. And you never really heard her ever say anything negative about her father. She just kept on water waving and dancing and all of that. But on a regular basis within the black community, you regularly see young people feeling overly entitled. The ones that got the most and the ones that had the front row seat, because really the only responsibility that P had was to give him the opportunity to be able to be a man and not be running from the back up to the front. Gave him everything that he needed in order to be successful. And this man is sitting here trying to hold P accountable because P had the nerve to tweet about Twitch's death and saying that mental illness is something that we need to really pay attention to. And then he utilized P's daughter's death to say that you ain't say nothing on social media. So do I got to say everything on social media in order to be able to substantiate your feelings? So now I got to make an announcement about something that I'm still grieving about. My daughter passed away and I'm still grieving about it, but I'm supposed to say something on social media in order to make you feel better about the situation, and now you want to try to air me out? If you had an issue, all you had to do was pick up the phone or come over to the crib or kick it, or we can handle this like men, however you want to do it. But what makes you think that being on social media is actually going to solve anything except for exaggerate the problem? Because let's just say hypothetically that me and you wind up fixing our situation and moving forward. You still killed my reputation. And that's why even the scriptures say the power of life and death is in the tongue. You can kill somebody with your tongue through your reputation. You can destroy somebody just by uttering a phrase or a set of words. You've already destroyed them. And this is why I even tell people on a regular basis, listen, if you are to be successfully married, maybe I need to bring the marriage series back. If you are successfully married or you are in a relationship, nobody needs to be a part of your relationship. Not your mama, not your homegirl, not your sister, not your brother, not nobody. Don't tell nobody and be having no conversations about what it is that you're doing in your bedroom, in your household, and how it is that you're dealing with your spouse. Because after you get done killing their name to them, you wind up going back with them, and then ultimately everybody else are still soured on them, which then puts a wedge in between you and your spouse as far as the relationship. Y'all can't even go over each other's house without your mama looking at him funny, and he know that she looking at him funny because you was over there running your mouth, telling him or telling her about what it is that y'all doing in y'all relationship and in y'all bedroom. Entitled, spoiled, overly spoiled kids. And you think that these people are your legacy. They not. They not. Let me tell you something. You came in this world alone. You gonna die alone. They're gonna put you on a t-shirt and they're gonna put rest in peace on social media for the next couple of days. They're gonna forget about you. You are going to have to be accountable to whoever it is that you worship or whoever it is that you feel like is your God for every single thing that you did on this earth. Nobody is gonna be there with you. Nobody can save you. Nobody can make the decision for you. It's all on you. The legacy that you live will largely be defined by how you affected the people on this earth. Good or bad. Generational wealth is not a thing that you can purely define by money. Are you supposed to be responsible? Yes. Can you assist and help your children, especially after they be grown? Absolutely. But you cannot depend on and then define yourself fully by the people that you surround yourself by, because they are their own human being and they're going to have to be accountable for themselves. I'm going to say what I said on this panel on Friday night on the Anton Daniels show. Hear me and hear me clearly. Fuck these kids. You do what you have to do. You be the example. You live it. The words that you say is the reinforcing. But ultimately, it's their responsibility to become the best version of themselves. And one of the reasons why they so entitled and they so easily able to hold you accountable is because they don't give a fuck about you, and you ultimately overly spoiled them, and you spoiled them rotten. They rotten to their core. They soul is black. Don't matter how much money you give, all of the lights and the glam and the glitter and the social media and the cars and all of that bullshit. Listen, they're rotten to their core. They have no principles, respect, values, and they don't look at you as anything other than an ATM. You are nothing to them, and if it was up to them, they would kill you tomorrow. If they could kill you tomorrow and know that you were on that they were on your insurance policy, finito. It's over. You're worth more dead to them if you're not continuing to fill their pockets than you are alive. That's why people fight after somebody has passed away, because they were more interested in your stuff. They will go to the wall, balls to the floor. They will go to the wall to fight for your estate and won't call you one time while you're still alive. Just continue to check in the pulse. Wait until you pass away. Man, they don't give a fuck about you. They don't care nothing about you. You do what you're supposed to do as a parent. You take care of business, you give them everything they need in order to be successful. You can even fund their college. But beyond that, if you've given them everything they need in order to be a successful adult, you've done your job. Everything is extra and you don't owe nobody nothing. Remember that. Or you can end up like Master P and Romeo. The dude that had his son under him for the entirety of his 30 years on this earth is the one that's being hung out to dry. Don't say I didn't tell you. Don't say I didn't warn you. I told you. I told you. Don't say I didn't warn you. Your legacy will not be defined by the old ugly, stupid, entitled, spoiled, rotten kids. Not at all. Your legacy will be defined as if you did more good on this earth than bad and you left it as in a better state than had you not been here. It is what it is. Let's move on. So with all that in mind, before we really deep dive, because we're talking about relationships, right? Toxic relationships. I want to give and she has no idea. I don't even know if she's watching. She usually is. I want to give a special shout out and acknowledgement to my wife. I want to give a special acknowledgement and shout out to my 40-year-old. She took this on her 40th birthday. My 40-year-old hot mama. Rita, my baby. I took the weekend off largely from content creation, and I spent the overwhelming majority of my time with my wife and my daughter. Now, a lot of you, some of you are not familiar with my relationship, but let me bring you up to speed. I met Rita in high school, and we are 40 years old today. We got married when we were 22 years old, and we've been married for 18 and a half years. Long time. 2004, June. That's when I got married. I told her that she was going to be my wife back in high school. I reinforced it once we graduated. And then I was a man of my word, and I made her my wife. And since I've gotten on the internet, I've told you guys, I said, yo, I'm never getting divorced. Ever. Now, Rita does not get talked about often at times. Although I reference her, she does not get talked about often at times because I've seen enough and I've lived enough of my life on the internet to understand that the safest place for my wife and my daughter is offline. Doesn't mean they can't have an Instagram. Doesn't mean that they can't appear in my videos or whatever. But I'm fiercely protective of my wife's mental state. I don't want my wife to be visible. Doesn't mean that women can't come on live stream and do what it is that they do. As a matter of fact, I'm an advocate for it because I want to hear different perspectives from different people. But I'm fierce when it comes to protecting my wife's mental health, keeping her in her bubble, and keeping her feet off the ground. Her feet off the ground meaning that I never want to let her feet touch the ground. She will always be taken care of, loved, and her future is secure. If anything was to ever happen, let's just say hypothetically that we got divorced, which will never happen, but let's just play the game. She will be taken care of for the rest of her life. You've seen her come on these live streams sometimes, especially when we had the marriage series. I might bring it back for the Patreon. But when we had the marriage series, she said, yo, if we ever got divorced, I wouldn't ask you for nothing. I don't need nothing. I'm not trying to take half or none of that. And that baffles people. It baffles the manosphere. It baffles people that feel like and advocate against marriage. It completely confounds people how Anton can come on the internet, talk so much shit, be around beautiful women on a regular basis, get money, resources, and still have a wife that is so submissive, in the gym every day, phenomenal, perfect mother, and absolutely an advocate for my success. Prays for me every day, makes sure that I'm taken care of, ensures my success, works for me, puts herself down so she can esteem me, and this is one of the reasons why I do it for her. If anything, if she asked me tomorrow, I would quit this shit. If she asked me tomorrow, I would quit it. You know why? Because she is the only person in my life outside of my daughter. Let's remove my daughter from this. The only person in my life that I've known over a period of a decade that has never turned on me. Never went against their word. Never got out of control. Never moved as a modern woman. Always have looked at me as her king, has worshiped me, worshiped the ground that I walked on, held me down when we went broke and moved back into my mother's basement. The queen, my baby. I adore her. I love her. I never really acknowledge and talk about her online again because I love to protect her more than I do like to, exalt her in front of everybody else. I champion her. I make sure she's taken care of. Does that mean that we've never went through? Oh, we went through a lot of shit, especially when we were broke because it was difficult. We was used to having resources. I was making a lot of money when I was younger and we went through a lot. But I'm just going to tell you, marriage ain't hard. It's blissful. It's beautiful. If everybody plays their role and everybody do the right thing, it could be awesome. Will you go through things? Absolutely. Is every marriage the exact same, or is there a blueprint for you to be able to be successful? 100% is a blueprint, but it's going to be ebbs and flows. But it gets better. It gets easier. It gets more blissful. You have to lean into being the best version of you, understanding that you're going to be the best version for her. There are men out here that are real men, and they're not necessarily on social media, and they're not always celebrated. But let me help you to understand something. When you find phenomenal women, you take care of them. You acknowledge them, you celebrate them, and you make sure that they treat it like little babies. I just want to say that I love her. I absolutely adore her. She has been with me since my first video on these platforms, and she will be here with me until my last breath. She is a reflection of me. She is absolutely everything that I've could have ever dreamed of in a woman. I love you. I appreciate you. You are my heart. You are my heart. I can't wait to spend the next 50 years with you. All right? So, I just wanted to say that I know it's probably not the most popular thing to say on the internet because y'all want me to kill these chicks. I can't do that. The only thing that I can do is show you my authentic life. And I'm an equal accountability partner. When people do things wrong, I hold them accountable. And when people do things right, I got to give them the credit. So I just want to give her credit. She's absolutely awesome. So now, with all of that being said, make sure y'all hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. It's about to get hot because we're about to jump into this Tasha K. LaTruth video. Let me highlight Lil Black Duck says, wife and I were vendors at an event in Hofstra University this weekend. We're putting jeweled alchemy on the map. We wouldn't be here without you and the bag chaser. Salute to you and Mrs. Rita. Shout out to all of my bag chasers. When we do these meetups, Rita be front and Rita be the superstar, and people don't even be checking for me. They be there for Rita. Shout out to Lil Black Duck 2001. I appreciate you. Thank you for rocking out with me, and congratulations. Let's deep dive into this. So, who is LaTruth? I was not familiar with Mr. LaTruth prior to this weekend. I'm going to be honest with you. When I'm offline, and I'm focused on having a good time and partying and networking and celebrating people in my family and all of that, right? Shout out to Gone Postal 28. Gone Postal 28 says, salute to you too. Thank you for the fireball, my friend. V Scott, my dog, says one time for Rita. Thank you for the two ball, my friend. I appreciate you, big dog. LaTruth. So for all intents and purposes, and the minimal amount of research that I've done, here, let's just pull up his social media while we at it. Let's pull up LaTruth social media. Can we share the screen? Can we share the screen? Can we share the screen? All right, let's see what we got here, ladies and gentlemen. Champagne Poppy popping up on my Instagram immediately. Shout out to Champagne Poppy. Let's see what we got here. Oh my God. Who is LaTruth? Here he is. Shout out to LaTruth. So this is his Instagram. He got over 1.1 million followers. Anyways, this guy LaTruth, apparently he's pretty popular, but I'm not familiar with him. But he's a rapper, actor, public speaker. Y'all know who LaTruth is? Y'all know anything about this guy? Rapper, actor, public speaker. Let's see. You can book him. He's followed by a lot of people. He's pretty popular. Let's see what we can find here, guys. Let's move myself over here. Lately, all that he's been putting up is posts about relationships, as far as like, yo, wives is this or women is that and stuff like that. Look, you always know that a dude ain't moving in his purpose when he get a little bit newly single, and then he start talking about how single he is. Who takes a picture in front of the Ritz-Carlton sign looking like a snow cone? I choose me and myself for the first time in my life. I've been taking care of others since I was 16. This chapter is peace. What is he doing? He said, look, let's look at the caption. It says, when you realize you're single and free to do whatever you want to do without judgment. Who said I couldn't? Who else is single? Is it me or is it just corny? Honestly. Because if you that guy, then you that guy. Like, you don't have to announce that you're single. You just like in every post, you just you. You know what I'm saying? Like, who does this? Who jumps online and do the most? Why do y'all follow this guy? Honestly, like, and I have not watched the Tasha K breakdown. I'm about to play it for you guys. You know, I like to. Let me get on over here. Do y'all know who this guy is? I'm just curious. Let me see what y'all talking about in the chat. Junk is corny. I would never hang out with a dude like this. Do y'all know who this guy is? I would never hang out with a guy like this. Shout out to Cliff. My dog Cliff says the masterpiece thing reminds me of that conversation we had about my brother. It do, Cliff. I told you. Shout out to my dog Cliff. I appreciate you. Also, Bitcoin Brown says, sheesh, Ton. You got me tearing up out here in these streets. Who cut an onion? Shout out to good godly relationships and real love. Appreciate you, boss. I appreciate you too, Bitcoin. Thank you for the 10 ball, my friend. Absolutely appreciate you. My dog Spacer says you sound like a woman scorned. Yeah, it's like he got a bunch of followers, though. He got like 1.1 million followers. He doing a lot. Here's the caveat, though. I heard that he had cancer. He had stomach cancer. And that whoever this chick was there for him. She was down for him. She held him down, all of that or whatever, so on and so forth. Is that true? If he has stomach cancer, y'all let me know. If he has stomach cancer and she held him down, y'all let me know. Because I'm just trying to get the full understanding of what's going on before we get into the show. He got popular on relationship skits with his wife on Instagram and Facebook. Interesting. So he was popular enough for me to jump on a live stream and do a reaction to, because apparently he jumped on a live stream with Tasha K, and everybody kept sending me this whole thing about LaTruth. I said, oh, okay. Well, let me find out who he is. Let me do a little bit of research so I can better understand what's going on. And let's jump in. So it is true. So he did have stomach cancer. She held him down. That was what was reported. Okay. All right. So, yeah. So we got a little bit of a foundation of who he is. Let's get into the video. This is Tasha K and LaTruth. They went live. Let me tell you something. If ever I'm getting a divorce and I haven't even filed for divorce yet, worst case scenario, you get a divorce, whatever happens, everybody go their separate way, right? The one thing that I'm not going to do is go live with somebody to talk about my impending divorce. Let that girl be. Go live your life. I'm not about to be dancing and water waving on Instagram in order to try to justify myself as saying being single. Just go and do what you're going to do. Just go bust it down. He need to go take a Derek Jackson class.
Wow. Yes. All right, guys. So just in case y'all don't know, we are going live with LaTruth's
Shout out to Aaron. He says, I have no clue who he is until
YouTube
Angry Man
as
showed
well
his
as our
wife doing a fake
Live
DV
at
call on him.
7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, okay? The link is already...
So what is DV? Domestic violence? A fake domestic violence call on him? So she did a fake domestic violence call on him? Okay. I'm assuming that he's going to talk about this. Thank you, Aaron. I'm assuming that he's going to talk about this on the show.
Yep. The chat is already up.
Let's move forward.
Chance to flight that. Now, has she filed for divorce? Put on you.
Put one on me, you know, my
So how it's raining? Is it cold?
Yeah. It ain't that cold though.
It's not that cold?
Nah, Atlanta is not that bad for as
Okay.
being cold and all that.
Okay. All right. Let me know when you're ready. I don't want these dear people waiting for too long. I'm going to spend about maybe 30, 45 minutes with you.
Hey man, y'all stick around, man. Let's go. We got to get to it, man.
I'm going to be really objective on this. I'm just going to go exactly by what he says in order to be able to evaluate the situation. I don't know him. I don't know his wife. I don't know the situation. Y'all said that she made a fake domestic violence call on him. That's not cool. We're going to hold that accountable. But I still don't like him water waving, talking about, yeah, I'm single. Like, as a man, forget the wife. Just as a man, you doing too much. It's giving off cornball vibes. Just chill, be slow motion, go through your divorce or whatever. Go get your chicks, go bust them down. If you just want to live single, then live single. But you ain't got to water wave. Like, don't make every post about her, because then it makes it seem like you're really broken up about it. Like she's really still in your head and she's affecting you. Keep that shit off social media.
All right. So listen.
It's a lot going on right now.
It's a lot going on. So you got a restraining order on you.
Yeah.
So how did your wife manage to take out a restraining order on you? What evidence did she submit to the judge to take out a restraining order on you, sir?
She has no evidence. It's just the same lies that she's already put on social media.
So
do they have kids? Because if they don't have kids, what difference will it make? Let her go. Send her on her way. Take the keys and the bank book and a credit card and take everything you came with. Y'all don't know nothing about that. Shout out to Jay-Z. Take the keys and the bank book and the credit card and take everything you came with. More O's than you know exist. Trick, who you with? Like, if they ain't got no kids together, do they got kids together? If they ain't got no kids together, then what difference will it make? Send that chick on her way.
It's a temporary restraining order?
I have one on her too.
Oh, not you go and get the paperwork already prepared when you came into the house. Come on, big dog. Come on, man. Chris J says he's crying for help, tears of a clown.
So y'all got a restraining order on each other. Y'all got kids.
Yeah.
So how y'all gonna see the kids?
She initiated.
Wait a minute. Y'all said he got one kid with her? One kid, and she has 3 already before. He married a single mother. Okay, so now we gonna do the. If that be true, we gonna have the same conversation that we have with these women. He chose wrong. He chose wrong. He chose wrong. So you went and married a single mother and then you had a kid with her? Come on, fam. Come on, man. What we doing out here in these streets? Let's get to the video. I want to hear this video,
my
y'all.
little girl lives with her, so you know how that goes. She's trying to prevent me from seeing my child now. I don't want to be with her.
Now, do you plan on being in the other kid's life, even though you guys are separated?
She said she didn't want me to be in the other kid's life. You know, they're not my biological children, so I can't push the button on that. But mine, I got to.
I mean, do you miss them?
That's what you get.
I do.
Okay.
That's what you get.
All right. So what did she
exactly
tell
what I
the
told y'all
judge
to
in
stay
order
out
to
of
get a
these chicks'
restraining
lives.
order put on you?
Basically, her finger was broken by a tote. Same thing that she put on social media. Everything she said on social media. But she did put she put more lines on there saying that saying I said I was gonna kill her, kill the kids, and kill myself.
Okay, so in Georgia, well, any state, they do what they call a temporary restraining order, which means they put it in place until you guys have a court hearing.
Right. It's temporary.
Okay. All right. So you get a chance to fight that. Now, has she filed for divorce?
No.
Okay. I thought I saw somewhere where she did file for divorce right after she, I guess, issued an apology to you telling you that she would always love you.
No, she hasn't filed for divorce. I've been trying to get us to do it where we could both go in there and do uncontested, but she don't want a divorce, so I'm filing for divorce.
So you're really going to file for divorce?
Yes.
When are you going
to? She's not going to do it, so.
When are you going to do that?
I'm scheduled to do it right here in a couple of days.
So you have a lawyer and everything?
Yes.
And you sure? I mean, y'all don't want to separate for at least a year before y'all start talking divorces?
Do that with false police reports saying I got a gun, and I could have died behind it. I can't play with that type shit.
Okay.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, listen, if she filed a false police report, then that is fair. If she called, listen. It's a lot of things that I can deal with. One of the things that I'm unwilling to continue to deal with is any false accusations against me that would then ruin my reputation. If that's what she did, then I'm out. But the thing that I can't understand is is this a revenue share thing that he got going on with Tasha K? Why is he talking about this with her online? I don't understand that. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, and turn on your notifications. Also, tap into the Patreon. The link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. We dropping an exclusive interview this afternoon. Let's continue.
Scary. And everything going on even afterwards. It's too scary.
Okay. What else has transpired since the interview that they're going to watch in about 1 hour on the channel? What has transpired between you sitting down doing your interview with me till now, besides the restraining order and the upcoming divorce?
Other than a phone call, she called my brother and expressed how much she still wanted to be married to me, and that I don't want to make it work. And that's when the restraining order got filed, and everything else that's moving forward is because I don't want to make it work no more.
But don't you think you need some time? I mean, right now you're emotional.
Aaron,
Nobody
you said
should
he a social media guy?
file for divorce when they're angry because you're not clear-headed.
Don't need time. Like, a lot of the things that's going on right now has happened before. Like the same fake phone calls. The same fake phone calls to the police has happened before. It's just
so I believe him. And I believe him. You know why I believe him? Because if a person jumps online, now I don't necessarily agree with airing out all of your details of what it is that you got going on with your relationship before you even file for divorce. But since we're here, we're going to go ahead and mine this out. Now, I believe him 100%. You know why I believe him? Because nobody just automatically, you can't have a kid with somebody, bond with the stepkids, and then be willing to just let it go immediately right after that police report without some kind of tie to or amicable situation without it happened before. Something else had been happening before. This is a toxic relationship. Let me say it to you again. I don't know if he's 100% clear as far as it all being her fault or whatever. I don't care. You don't call and make a false police report about me. But I know one thing is for sure and two things is for certain. This is a toxic relationship, and this is not the first time that they done got into it. They probably done threw some hands before. He done probably grabbed her up. She didn't. Man, I'm telling you, the kids is probably being scarred by some of the trauma that's going on back and forth. He probably done left in the middle of the night and went and slept somewhere else or whatever, and they've been just covering it up for a long time. This is the classic toxic relationship. And him saying, yo, nah, I'm going to file immediately. I don't need no time to think. Mean that he been thinking about it, and this is not the first time that he considered it, because these things has been transpiring, and it just probably was a straw that broke the camel's back that it got on social media, and so now this is when he airing all of it out on Tasha K. This has been a toxic relationship for an extended period of time, and this is not the first time that they done got into it. It's not the first time at all. I believe him 100%. I believe him 120% that this is not the first time, and this is why he's filing for divorce. There's no reason for me not to believe him. Now, again, I wouldn't be on here airing out my chick that I haven't even filed for divorce for on social media because, yo, just go and live your life and go and do your thing. Let's figure out how we can raise this kid that's mine in an amicable way. And then you should have never married a single mother with young kids in the first place. But who's to say? Neither here nor there. And hopefully he got a prenuptial agreement.
I've never been arrested because I've never done anything. Like the cops know when they get there, when somebody's mad over cell phones and text messages.
Y'all
they
don't know how
they
to
already
manage
know what's
social
going
media
on,
effectively.
you know. So this ain't something that's gonna stop. Like I don't see it ever stopping because with me being a musician and my career and having to work with the opposite sex, it's gonna always be the same. It's been the same. Every time I work with a female, it's a problem.
So now listen. He dry snitching. He dry snitching on his wife, right? And let me tell you what's really happening. So now he's giving more details. The details that he's giving is basically highlighting and talking about specifically the fact that the real issue behind all of this in the first place is because he working with chicks and he getting it in and she jealous. And he probably get a little too close for her comfort and all of this other type of stuff. And then he say, yeah, man, because every time I work with a chick, Tasha K never even asked this nigga that. Have you think about it? He was anxious to get that out. He wanted us to know that. Tasha K never asked us anything about jealousy or why they broke up or none of that. He navigated the conversation and gave that out there and was like, yeah, man, because, I just can't take it because, it's every time I go out, every time, I'm a rapper. I'm an artist. I'm a social media influencer. And I know, I got to work with other women. And I know she's just going to be jealous again. So that Tasha K can then say, well, what do you mean about jealous? She had been getting jealous about it? I don't know if Tasha K going to say that. But, yo, y'all got to be able to read between the lines and read the body language. It's not always just what it is that you see. It's a lot of other things that's highlighted in these conversations that tell the full story.
I do want to talk to you.
I'm gonna read y'all super chats in a minute.
Because the day I did the interview, of course, I had already seen the video that you put out of your wife exaggerating what was going on in the house, okay? And then she's since come forward to say that she didn't mean to say that you were physically abusive. She meant to say mentally and emotionally abusive.
No. Ho, get the keys in the bank book and the credit card and give me the keys and the bank book and the credit card and take everything you came with. You don't play with my freedom. No. You're not going to sit here and say that you didn't mean to say that I'm physically abusive. Get that hoe up out of here, man. Get that hoe up out of here, man. Get her up out of here. Y'all dudes don't know how to handle y'all chicks. She should never even be comfortable enough to even pick up the phone and call the police on you in the first place. That's just largely my sentiment. I wish my chick would pick up the phone and call the police in order to solve for a domestic dispute that me and her is having. Y'all chicks don't respect y'all. Y'all chicks will falsely accuse y'all. Now, I'm not saying that it's his fault that his chick falsely accused. He just chose wrong. But that don't mean that he was responsible for it. And she got to take her L's. But you not going to lie on dog. You don't make a mistake and say the sister code is real. You don't make a mistake and play with my freedom and say that I'm physically abusive. That's cap. You knew what you was doing. You knew what you was doing. See, I'm an equal accountability smoke giver, so I don't take sides either way. I'm gonna look at this and I'm gonna call it for what it is. That's you need to suffer for that. His wife did a whole video exposing his domestic violence. Really? I'll have to check that out. Alvin S. Somebody send that to me in email. Alvin S. says, shout out to AD and the First Lady Rita. I'm advocating to upgrade Rita's Tesla for a Lucid Dream Air. We don't want no Lucids. We'd rather get the upgrade. Listen, y'all can't be messing up the gifts for Rita now. Y'all can't be messing up. Yous can't be messing up Rita's future gifts now. I don't really like that Lucid. I mean, it's cool. Maybe I need to go and look at it again. Rita don't like cars. Rita like trucks and SUVs and stuff like that. Shout out to Elvin S. I appreciate you for the fireball, big dog. Thank you, my friend. Let's continue.
That mentally and verbally and all that different stuff, emotionally and all that goes both ways, you know.
You said it goes both ways. Like how so?
It goes both ways. Like you can, like verbal abuse obviously goes both ways. She cusses me out, calls me a bitch and all this all the time, and then press records on the phone once I get angry, and that's just what it is.
Oh man, now listen. I haven't used this word in a long time, but I'm gonna have to use it now. I don't care how masculine you look. I don't care how much jewelry you have. I don't care how many followers you got and how well you can water wave. Any dude that's with a chick that feel comfortable enough to call him a bitch, and which you knew she done said some of the most egregious things, way more egregious than that. Any dude that's with a chick that feels comfortable enough to call you a bitch, use a beta. You've been sticking around. First of all, you took Boyce Watkins' advice and you married a single mother with three small children. And then you had a kid by her. And then she felt comfortable enough to call you a bitch. And she recorded you and admittedly lied on you and said that you were physically abusive. Use a beta, bro. Use a beta. And she said it to listen, let me tell you something. She didn't just say, yeah, you're a bitch. She was like, and use a bitch, and what you gonna do about it? Cause you know how women, like when they get mad and they get sassy. I done been on too many panels with too many women that feel sassy and feel comfortable enough because they own them little boxes on the screen. So you know if she don't respect you in person, she said some egregious shit behind it. You was a bitch ass nigga. And your daddy don't like you. Oh, no, dog. A story to tell says, these are circumstances you will always deal with when you wear a cape for the broken. Facts. That is 100. Yo, that should be the sponsorship one right there. Use a beta. If she felt, though, and this ain't the first time she been calling, and he talking about, yeah, and it go both ways. Nah, nigga, it only go one way. What you say to me? Yo. I'm not even gonna go back and forth with you. First of all, that's never gonna happen to me. And secondly, I'm gonna look at you. I'm just gonna look at you like, even if you put your mouth together, I don't want to see no words that start with a B come out of your mouth. Don't say B. Don't look at the TV and say that's a B. Don't say bye. Say goodbye to me. Don't even say bye. you form your mouth to even remotely call me a bitch, I'm just gonna look at you like, who the fuck you talking to? That's why y'all be getting mad at me. Anton is so crazy. Anton probably no nigga. I control my household. I control what happened in my sphere. My daughter would never even think. My wife would never even think to disrespect me in my house that I pay for them to live in. To call me a, you call me what? Who you talk? What you say? Yo, listen. If my chick ever thought about that, her mama gonna get scared for her. It don't go both ways. It should have never went one way. Y'all talk like this in front of the kids, in front of each other? Y'all calling the police? Come on, fam. Come on, dog. Get your household together, big dog. What we talking about? She felt comfortable enough to call. She didn't tell the truth. She didn't call you a bitch. She called you a bitch ass nigga. That's real. Gore says everyone else is blaming Tasha K for victim shaming instead of wondering why this dude is on IG. Tasha K is doing what Tasha K do. What? This ain't new. Tasha K is getting the story and she getting her. She don't. You can't blame Tasha K for this. Not at all. This dude is online spilling the beans. And look, and this dude think that Tasha K is his friend. Yeah, girl, we gonna have this conversation. No, nigga, she getting her. She is sitting there with no makeup, getting this exclusive. You think she talking to you on live with no makeup for no reason?
Let me, because I had some time to like kind of, because a lot of times, social media can kind of trigger a lot of things and make things bigger than what they are. And after our interview and after I premiered it on TashaKLive.com, which is our private site, so our view.
Look at these simps in the chat real quick. Nah, I ain't going too far. I know you ain't a simp. You know what's happening. I ain't going too far. I got these new sponsorships that I'm trying to keep right now that I just signed a deal for. I got some new sponsorships coming up in January, so I got to be careful with my speech. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to get Kyrie out here. I need all of my ducks. I need all of my bread. And listen, my company has projections that we're trying to meet next year. So I can't say what I want to say when I want to say it on this particular live stream, but let's be clear. Don't ever in your life, in the house that you live in, that I take care of and pay for, call me a bitch. That is going to be a problem for everybody. Everybody's going to suffer for that. Mom is going to suffer. Everybody suffers for that. Nobody should feel comfortable going to sleep at night calling me a bitch. Nobody. Nobody in my household should feel comfortable going to sleep and sleeping like a baby and calling me a bitch. That is a problem. That is a problem. You can call me a monster. You can call me angry. You can call me whatever it is that you want to call, but do not ever open your mouth and utter the words bitch to me in my household. Nobody is going to sleep tonight. Nobody going to sleep soundly tonight. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to read the super chat. I'm going to come to the super chats. We got to get to some more of this video, y'all.
Let's get first dibs. And it's kind of like a focus group over there, and rewatch the interview. And I got to tell you, like, a lot of times I don't pay attention to comments outside of my private site, because my private site these are like diehard fans. They've been with me since the beginning. They know me.
Yeah, we're going to go.
And I had to take a step back. Now, listen, I'm not accusing you of anything.
I'm jumping up 30 minutes at a time.
I'm not in the room with y'all.
Or 30 seconds at a time.
In the marriage with y'all, right?
Right, correct.
But in my short interaction with you, I got to tell you, if I were married to you, and I mean this from the best place of me, okay? I'm not here to drag you. I'm not here to make you feel worse than what you.
Whenever somebody start off like that, you know they're about to They're about to hit you with some bullshit. Yo, listen, I love you. I appreciate you, and I'm not here to get on you or nothing, but okay, now hit me with it.
Going through, me and you really talked about some things mentally and spiritually that you've gone through over the past year. But
Right.
going back to look at your brand and how you've built it, and then I look at the brand that she built after she met you, and
She
I
came
look
up off
at
you, homie.
how you interact as a creator. It's kind of, I have to say
She came
this,
up
I
off of
don't
me.
think, in my personal opinion, being around you for the short period of time that I've seen you and watching how you navigate on social media, I can kind of understand where she says that maybe she's a little mentally and emotionally abused. Not in a
Tasha K in so many words say, yo, I can understand how you mentally and emotionally abusive. Me being around you for the little bit of time that I've been around you, I don't find her accusations to be unsubstantiated. She literally just threw her supposed homeboy under the bus. And so many, y'all got to pay attention to the words that is coming out of her mouth. She literally just threw this dude under the bus. The one thing that you can't say about Tasha K is that she's not consistent. One thing you can say about Tasha K is that she's not consistent.
way where you're like, well, no one should be calling nobody names. First of all, if y'all feel like y'all got to call each other names, y'all need to go stay somewhere else until y'all calm down, right? Because that's just unacceptable. Okay, you shouldn't be calling her names, and she shouldn't be calling you names. However, if I were in her position, I'm a wife. You have to understand that I'm a mother. If I were with you and I had to,
He up there looking like
because
a
your
dummy.
attention is so full. Like even my sister and I talked about it. My husband and I talked about it. Your attention
She
is
talked to her
so
husband about you,
dead
nigga.
focused on your career and everything that you got going on.
Yep.
I can see how she felt mentally and emotionally abused, which means neglected.
That's not, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. A man that is grinding and is hunting and is working is not mentally and emotionally abusive because you feel neglected. Let me stand up for LaTruth that I don't even know. A man that is grinding and because he has a strong work ethic and he's going through taking care of business in order to ensure that your fucking kids is not even mine's, is taken care of, because you feel neglected is not mentally and emotionally abusive. Now I don't know who she talked to as far as her man and all of that and what he said or whatever, but that's some bullshit. As a matter of fact, I'm an advocate for guys not spending their time trying to be up under a woman. Your purpose is to grind and to hustle and to grow. Now, if she don't get that, then you should have been able to pull that out of her before y'all ever got into a relationship and got married in the first place. Your responsibility is not to spend a whole lot of time with her kids. Her purpose is to take care of business and to get up under you. Your goal is to take care of what it is that you're supposed to do as far as your purpose, not to be focused on a woman. I am an advocate for that. Now, for example, when I like to use my own life as a scenario, Rita had the option to do what she wanted to do when she wanted to do it. And once my daughter got of age into which she was able to go to school full time and all of that and so on and so forth, and we had met the terms of our agreement as far as I said, yo, you ain't going to work or you won't have to work until my daughter become of age in order to go to school. You can do whatever you want to do after that. I'm never going to need you in order for us to be able to, survive and bring in resources. She dabbled in this. She did some volunteer work. She was finding her way and figuring it out. And she had the capacity to be able to do that because I was on my purpose and I was on my grind. The reason she had the capacity to be able to do that is because I was focused on taking care of business. She dabbled in nursing school, graduated and all of that from there. And she said, you know what? I just want to work for you. I want to be up under you. I'm going to spend my time being around you because I know that you have a minimal amount of capacity because you're so busy. I'm not focused on doing the thing for her. I'm focused on taking care of business for us. She's focused on me. This is why you shouldn't take dating advice from women, because then they'll say because you're not focused on her, then you're mentally and emotionally abusive. That's bullshit. That's 100% BS. Don't believe that crap. That is not mentally and emotionally abusive. Lil Rock 2517 says he needs to be on TLA channel getting his paperwork filed. I don't even think he really want a divorce because you don't come on Tasha K talking about, oh, no, I'm going to do it when you ain't already did it. You should have already done did it. That's nonsense. Aaron says, so is Tasha K abusing her husband according to her logic? Facts. I'm sure she's focused on business. Exactly.
And listen. I mean this from the best place in me.
Bull
I'm not
crap.
here to drag you
Nonsense.
or to make you.
It's nothing.
Look bad.
Nowhere near close to that though. Like being an entertainer, I basically ended up once me and her I had 6 million followers when we met. She had 1,000. She wasn't into the social media life like that at all. So I built her a platform to where she can make her own money because I seen coming into it.
So you got used basically, homie. If he had 6 million followers, because I only seen 1.1 on Instagram, so I guess he got a bunch on TikTok or whatever the other channels. I guess he's talking about combined. So she came up off of you, dog. She used you, and she basically got you in her phone. You know how chicks have dudes in their phone as food? She had you in her phone as the come up. She probably nicknamed you the come up before you married her. And she came up. And then she came up. She got her visibility up or whatever. You wanted to get her some. Man, y'all some fools. Y'all are some simps if I ain't never seen a simp before in my life. You's a fool if you ain't never seen a fool. Let me let this play. I'm about to go get the black hoodie. The black shirt ain't enough. We got to get the black hoodie today. I don't usually get the black hoodie for the Millionaire Morning Show, but we got to go get the black hoodie. I'm reading Super Chat shortly.
So it was like she ain't had nothing to do. So I wanted to make sure she had something to do in a way to make money and all of that. But I turned into a stay-at-home dad. Like I stayed home with the kids and cooked, cleaned. I did everything like, and as trying to be an entertainer. So it's like.
I'm sorry. So you did what? You did who? Listen. I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer. This nigga just said he was the breadwinner and he wanted to put her in a position to make money, and so he became a stay-at-home dad while still water waving. Is that what I'm hearing? I'm sorry. I was going over there to get my hoodie, and I heard this nigga say that he was a stay-at-home dad. What the fuck is going on? I'm sorry. Did I just hear him say that? This shouldn't even be toxic relationship. This is a beta male live stream right now. Beta. Somebody get Jesse Lee on the phone. Did this nigga just say he was a he became a trying to help? Was she? Fellas, y'all keep talking about married. And I'm trying to tell you there's a difference between being successfully married and just being married in a relationship. Let me say that again. Gender roles are important. There is a blueprint to what being successfully married looks like. That ain't this. This ain't that. I don't care what kind of flannel you got on. I don't care how tall or short you are. I don't care how much money you make. A beta is a beta. He is a beta. He is a simp. He is a baby mama lover. This dude is weak. Now that doesn't absolve his chick from making false accusations, but this is some BS if I ain't never heard it before in my life. Did this dude just come on live and basically admit to being a beta? Oh my God, this dude is.
The commenters is what made her feel how she felt. Never because of me. She read the comments. The women around the world who don't know what entertainment is commenting daily saying, oh, your husband is disrespecting you. Oh, he's posting a woman dancing to his music. I wouldn't allow that. I would divorce my husband for doing that. Not realizing that the music, the videos I'm posting are women dancing to my music. She's cool with it, but if she hears people on the outside talk about it, that's when she starts feeling a certain type of way.
Well, how would you feel if she were to be an entertainer and she would have attractive men around her I guess modeling her.
This is getting good. I can't even go and get my hoodie right now. This is getting good. I ain't never seen a beta just come out and expose himself like this. Sheesh, this boy is weak. Tasha K is literally about to walk this dude down the plank off into an alcohol river. Now, how would you feel if she did the same thing? Bitch, if you don't sit your ass down, if you don't sit your monkey behind down and get the fuck off of social media. What you mean, how would I feel? It wouldn't happen. No, you're not going to be at dance practice with the dude in leotards. Sit your ass down. This ain't equal. We not the same. We not the same. I don't give a fuck what the society think. I don't care about that whole equal rights, equal pay. Women can do this. No, you not doing what I'm doing. Sit your monkey behind down. Go and get in your Tesla. Go shopping at Saks Fifth. Have a good time. Go on vacations and trips with your mom and all of that other type of shit. No, nigga. What's wrong?
Or promoting her books and she's around them, or going to do shows where there's attractive men, or necessarily men that have more money and status than you.
This dude
How
got
would
set
that
up.
make you feel?
He got set up.
Me personally, if I meet her and that's what she's doing, I'm not gonna feel no way because I already know that comes with it. That's just.
Does he have a PR person? Does he have a PR person? I'm curious. Does he have a PR person? Is anybody working with him effectively? Nobody, no publicist, no nothing. This dude is definitely not the top G. He's definitely not the top G. Y'all, listen. Some people need to just stick to dancing and water waving. Don't making TikTok skits. Don't come on here trying to talk and explain your situation. You look like a fool. You a whole, not even a half a fool. You looking like a whole fool out here in these streets. Did Angry Man address this? Shout out to my dog Angry Man. Did Angry Man address this already? I know me and Angry Man gonna see this the same exact way. You's a whole fool and not even a half a fool.
Okay, so you're saying if you meet her, but she can't evolve into.
Even Rita's in the chat like, oh no. Oh no. You know, me and Rita had a conversation once upon a time years ago, and she said, how come you can do, and I said, don't you even utter the words out of your mouth. Ain't no how can, we not going to even start the conversation off that way. We going to nip this in the bud right here, right now. I do what I have to do because it's in the best interest of us. You do what you're supposed to do that's in the best interest of us, which is in the best interest of me. We're not going to do the how come. We're not going to do the equalization. None of that. Then I had to break it down. I said, you know what? Let me tell you a little bit of a story. I said, when I was coming up, one time, one of my brothers complained because my mom used to have parties and have company over on Friday nights. Well, if the dishes day just so happened to fall on Tuesday for me and it fell on Friday for you, don't sit here and say, well, Anton didn't have to do hardly no dishes on Tuesday. Why I got it? No, my mom said, don't you fucking equalize. Get in there and knock them dishes out. It's your turn, motherfucker. We not going to do the equalization. We going to nip this in the bud right here, right now. Because then we going to really start equalizing. Well, how come I got to go out here and I got to work 16 and 17-hour days and you get to wake up with no alarm? We want to go there? Huh? How come I go days without sleeping and you just get to sleep for as long as you want, huh? You really want to start equalizing? Because it ain't going to be equal on one way or the other. Trust me, it's better in your favor. Sit your ass down, shut the fuck up, and let me do what I got to do. I'm not going to be sitting here going back and forth with you. Do what you supposed to do. He up here walking right down that plank. No, nigga. But see, y'all don't know how to coach him. You don't know how to groom him. You don't even know how to help them to understand how they're supposed to move the right way.
That now. So like if she wanted to, let's just say do a book signing because she's writing a book on self-help, right? I'm just saying hypothetically, right? And
Fuck your book.
she want to use male models, or she wants.
Fuck your book. I don't care nothing about your book. That's extra to make you feel good about yourself. We not doing that. We's not doing that over here's.
To collaborate with another creator that has a little bit more clout than you. She can't do that, and he happens to be more attractive. He may be single.
Nope.
She can't do that because she didn't come into the marriage doing that or into the relationship doing that.
Nope.
It could, because I'm not the type of person that's gonna stand in the way of somebody making their money. Like I trust, like
use a whole fool.
Relationships, it has to be trust. Now, if I don't trust her,
Use
then
a
I
whole
probably would
fool.
feel that way. But I do trust. Yeah.
Okay, so you have to understand. Like you said something.
And she gonna be taking all that ride. All that ride. Use a whole fool.
In our interview too, that they're gonna watch here in about.
Y'all do realize that this is the reason why old school dudes used to keep their chick at home. Because it solved for a lot of the problems that came along with relationships in the office, because people often at times get close to the people that they're in proximity with. This is why old school fools.
1 hour. You, how can I put this? You said during the interview, you said, this is the first woman that I've ever given this type of attention to.
Right.
A whole fool.
And you also said,
He should
so
be
it's kind of like he
should be a sponsor. He should get a sponsorship from Whole Foods. He's a whole fool. Not a half a fool, a whole fool.
Be thankful for that. Like as if it's like, it's a privilege to her that you chose her and that's who you chose to settle down with, because you've never done what you've done with her with any other woman.
Never did that for no woman in my life. Like I said, I took care of her.
And the first woman he went and rocked out with was a single mother of 3. And he married a single mother of 3. The first chick he rocked out with, and he never did it before. He use a lie, and the truth, and the LaTruth ain't in you. Either use a lie and the LaTruth ain't in you, or you didn't even start getting girls until after you got popular on social media. Either use a lie and the truth ain't in you, or you didn't start getting girls on social media, because you don't just start falling into the trap like Boyce Watkins. It's a precursor to what you win.
Been loyal to her.
But do you know how when you say that translates? One, it says that you do have unhealthy relationships when it comes to women. It ain't got nothing to do with your mama. Okay, I don't even like her talk about your mama, because your mama's not here to defend herself, right? That's besides the point.
I've only had,
and that's how she wants, right? So that, right? So you had 2 relationships. So that means that I'm a wife. I've been in several relationships before I was married. I've been married 17 years, and if my husband told me that I ought to be lucky, right, or blessed to have him because he has never done this for any other woman, to me I would be like, well, is this your best? Because if you haven't truly loved over and over again, where it's trial and error, how do you know that what you've given her is your absolute best?
What the fuck we doing? Trauma bonding? If you haven't loved over and over and over again and been brokenhearted and all of this other type of shit, how do you know that what you giving her is not your absolute best? Man, fuck her. That house. She should be lucky to be here, because she almost was calling Kevin Samuels trying to hit the wall. She is lucky to be here with her 3 little munchkins that came into my household, and now I'm playing daddy daycare for another dude's kids. The fuck you talking about? Man, fuck her. Send that hoe on her way. Are we insane here? What are you talking about? So we not okay. So we got a trauma bond with a whole lot of other people in order to figure out that I'm going to give her all of my best. I'm giving her my time. Yo, this is. What are we here? What are we listening to, yo? I did not see this video prior to. What are we talking about? What is wrong with us as a society? What dating advice are you? If he even entertained this answer, that's insane to me. Please don't tell me that you're going to answer this question, Freaky Jason. I would be like, yo, she is lucky. She would. Let me tell you how I would answer the question, and then we're going to see what LaTruth say. She lucky to be here. You was nothing when I met you. Nobody even knew you. What did you have? Less than 1,000 followers on social media? Wasn't nobody hitting up your DMs? Wasn't nobody checking for you and your kid pictures? Don't nobody give a fuck about your kids. Your mama was dusty. You was dusty. You was living in the hood, in the ghetto, and I made you who you are. That's why I went and got a prenup. That's what his answer should be. You was nothing. You were nothing without me. You'll be nothing after me. You were nothing. You should have cherished me while I was here, but no, now I'm gone. That's what he should say. That's literally what his answer should be.
You don't have enough experience in it. We only get experience from trial and error in relationships. And so when you said that, I had to go back.
Then maybe that's why my chick is always in her femininity and she ain't never getting out of line or raising her voice or none of this type of junk. She's talking so soft and sweet and she's spending her time in the gym. She's having such a great, phenomenal life because she ain't out here trauma bonding and trying to figure it out like y'all and then getting hurt and angry and then calling the police on people and making false police reports.
I watched the interview and I had a very deep conversation with my husband. And I was just like, if for a person to say that, it's borderline. I'm not calling you a narcissist or whatever.
That's crazy.
When people are public figures, a lot of times the vainness, the pretentiousness, the narcissism does come into it because a lot of times you have to be self-absorbed. You have to not reflect self-doubt. You have to, be your biggest fan and stuff like that. And you got to kind of brush off self-doubt.
This is insane.
So yes, it can come across as
so now he a narc
to a lot of people.
This dude was literally just playing daddy daycare and putting on an apron and being a sucker inside of his own household. And now he a narc. Now he a narcissist.
But if you don't know how to turn that off and dialogue with people on a real life level, and you intertwine your creatorship with being in a relationship, like that could be taken as borderline narcissism. So like if I were her as a woman, I would feel very like, well, I'm supposed to be privileged that this is how you're treating me, but I'm telling you as a woman that's in a relationship with you, and there's no other women that can really speak on it except for your baby mama, that I don't think that this is the best. And I don't think that this is what I deserve. I think I deserve better.
This is the most overused, taken out of context word in 2022 was narcissism. Being a narcissist. You know who said that word more than anybody? Derek Jackson. When I went through and I almost was about to do a whole live stream on Derek Jackson based off of his new situation, you know the word that he used in the majority of his videos in order to describe men that are toxic? Narcissists. It's the most overused, taken out of context word that I've ever heard in 2022. 2022, end of this year, will be the year that we bury the word narcissist. Because a man being the best version of himself is not a narcissist. It's him actually being a great man.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Like this is me.
No, don't say you understand.
I'm not trying to, but it's like we get better as human beings by trial and error.
No,
you've only had 2 relationships.
What do women want though? Like what would be the typical great guy for a woman?
But see, that's general. You can't generalize every woman because every woman is different, right? Every woman is different. Just like
he's
when you
a
wrote
fool
your book on like how to continue, like
I would have just got off the line.
Consistently good in bed.
I would have got off the line.
I've been with men that are phenomenal in bed, but
she got a whole husband that she's been married to for 17 years, and she said, I done been with men that are phenomenal in bed. The disrespect. Her man. Keep y'all girls off the internet, yo. Keep your women off the internet, yo. Keep your chick off the internet. It is the best thing for her. Keep your woman off the internet, fam. Keep her off. Keep her off. Yo, I done been with men that done put that BBC hammer down on me. What? What are you talking about?
Emotional, they are assholes. And it's like, I would rather be with somebody that is emotionally stable than have me
And got a smaller and don't have that BBC. I'd rather do what a dude that love me is and emotionally stable and will not monster mash me. He may not have that D, but he got that E. He got that emotion for me.
out here sex crazed and going crazy. You see what I'm saying? So I pick my lesser evils, right? I can make myself come. And I could teach them.
What the fuck are we listening to? Is this what the live was about? Is this what the live was about? Yo, if I was her husband, I'd be like, yo, what the fuck was that? What was you talking about? What? You embarrassing me online? I wouldn't even come out in public after this.
How to make me come, right? Mm-hmm. Because I know my body. But for a woman like Brianna, that's your wife, not only does she have to compete with other women that are literally throwing themselves at you, but then you tell her she ought to be thankful for being with you because you chose her.
But you better be thankful because it could have been anybody. I could have made anybody this. I chose you.
You said it in the interview, though. I don't know if you told her that, but you said that in the interview.
I worded it like that in the interview?
You worded it like that. Like, and I had to go back and watch that shit. And I was like, why are my viewers dragging me? Because I was so tired. There's no excuse. But I had so many interviews scheduled that day. So I didn't connect with you like I should have connected with you, like on a deeper level, because my thing is I advocate for Black families so hard that I
trauma bonding.
Want to see y'all make it through. I don't want to see a lot of this outside social media. You guys put out what you want people to see to determine the trajectory of your relationship. I want you guys to be able to separate real life from creator life. Okay, there's a creatorship and there's a relationship. And your relationship, when the phones turn off, this is when we dialogue. And that's what I said in the interview. You got to protect that, right? You have to, if there's something you got to protect.
Is this a LaTruth interview or is this a Tasha K interview? Because she over here preaching to this dude and this dude looking at a beta.
You have to protect that part because at the end of the day, this is your family. If something happened to you today, Brianna's the one. If you drop dead today, Brianna's the one that will be proceeding over your funeral. Brianna's the one that will be making any decisions on your behalf at the hospital. That is the woman that will be beside you. That regardless, because she's still legally your wife.
That's the reason I carried myself the way I did, like through all of this bashing that she's been doing, to all these made up stories that she's been making up about me. I still
and listen, that's
why I'm getting a divorce, because I don't want this whole presiding over the stuff after she made false accusations about me. I don't want her coming up off my life insurance money. I don't want her inheriting the content that I put out and all of the monies that comes along with that. I don't want her to preside over what my documentary is going to be. I don't want my legacy to be tied with a 3-time. Woo! Sir Shah says Tasha K needs to send those payments to Cardi. Shout out to Philip Sadiq with the 10 ball. Always holding me down, making sure that I'm taken care of. Thank you for the super chat, my friend. Blaze Skywalker is in the building with the 10 ball. Says Tasha K is using word salad to show why women who have baggage shouldn't be held accountable. Oh my God. Women that got baggage shouldn't even be chosen. How about that? Because in a lot of other countries, they look at as lepers. Chat Ninja says his divorce lawyer just fired him as a client. Aaron says he made her kids sandwiches with the edges cut off. Shout out to my dog Jay Speed says looking like Deion Sanders without makeup. Damn. Oh, Aaron said this man is paying all the bills, cooking, cleaning, started his wife's career, probably doing her mani-pedi, and he's still not doing enough. Beta! Y'all doing too much for these women. Y'all are doing way too much, and that's why that's why she don't respect you.
But if her reality is projected on creatorship with you, meaning she doesn't really have a relationship with you. She has a relationship based on your creatorship because you constantly remind her that I made you, that you ought to be lucky. She doesn't know how to differentiate when you're being real or when it's just clout.
Beta.
We do that though. She actually tells people she made me.
Okay. And
she tell people she made you. Oh man, listen. He Mr. LaTruth is not the truth.
And that
He's not the
right
truth.
there, and if she said that,
But
like I would have these same words for her.
yeah,
Y'all have to, as a family, as a black family, we see enough black families destroyed anyway.
No.
Okay?
No.
Where we come from,
Protect yourself, homie. You are your own biggest asset. Protect you.
this does not happen. You want 50, 60, 70 years in a relationship. A
No.
lot of times people say they want that, right?
No.
I
No.
don't want to know what my granddaddy did to my grandmama. All I know is they still together.
This is the dumbest advice that I've ever heard in my life. I can't even take no more. Look at him. Look at him. Listen. I know he ain't dumb enough to be able to take this advice. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I gotta walk away from the back away. Anton from AntonDaniels.com. Back away from the computer. Go to the gym. Get your workout on. Back away from the computer. I can't do this. How much longer we got to go on this? Oh, 47 more minutes? Nope. 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 I'm not doing it. Nope, Freaky Jason. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Shout out to Aaron says this is verbal. This is verbal pegging. I'm not doing it, Aaron. I'm not doing it. Nope. I will give no more screen time. I've reached my threshold. We were 17 minutes in, 17 minutes too long. Fellas, make sure that you become the best version of yourself. Make sure that she respects you. Ladies, hold your man down and do the thing that's in your best interest and stop putting them in your phone as the come up. This is egregious. This is absolutely positively egregious. Make sure you hit a like for YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications. I love you. I appreciate you. We're going to do the same thing tomorrow. I'm going to do the live stream before I fly out to Miami. So I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. This is egregious. I can't take no more. I'm out.